Yo, what's going on, guys? Haven't worn this cardigan yet here, back at it with another banger video. In today's video, I'm going to be counting down the worst rap songs of 2023. This is pretty much just going to work the same way that the best songs did, except the songs aren't the best songs of 2023. They're actually the worst songs of 2023. Um, Again, got 10 of them, whatever. I was a bit spoiled for choice with this video. No, I'm joking. Um, but yeah, let's get right into the news. Now, picture this: you're in Kanye West's situation right now. You're off the back of one of the biggest controversies of your career. Everyone's doubting on you. Everyone's hating on you. And you decide to come back with a song. What kind of song would you come back with in that sort of situation? Obviously, an underwhelming trap song where you're barely on it. Like, genuinely, like, ugh. It's not the worst song on here, that's why it's at number 10 and not number 1 or whatever. There are actually quite a few listenable parts of this song. Pretty much every part where it's Ty Dolla Sign that's doing something. Pretty much every part where he's on it, it's good, but like, you kick it off with a great intro and then it just goes into an underwhelming Bump J verse. I'm not too familiar with Bump J. I've read up on the situation. I know that like he was in jail and stuff, but I've never heard a Bump J song before this, and not really sure I want to after. His verse is like pretty low energy and boring. The drums don't really do anything in the beat. The Kanye verse is the shortest verse in the song, and he just doesn't really do anything interesting. Like, talks about like Alzheimer's for a minute or something, and then he rips off the Central C bar from Doja. Just not great, is it? I mean, around like the 2 minute point where Ty Dolla Sign comes back in, that bit's pretty good. Although his verse afterwards is fairly offbeat, which, come on. The last 30 seconds of this song actually sound pretty nice, to be fair. It's just, you've got to sit through like 3.5 minutes of an underwhelming song. And this is coming from someone who like loves Kanye's music and loves what Kanye does. Um, I believe if you've watched my Spotify rap video, I believe he was like my third most played artist of the year or something, just off music. He released like years ago. But yeah, I don't really blame people for losing interest in this guy's music when he's putting out songs like this. Like, genuinely, there's songs on Donda 2 that sounded more finished than this song does. I mean, hell, there's AI Kanye verses I've heard this year that have had more energy than Kanye does on this song. It's not great, is it? On to number 9. It wouldn't be a Nicki Minaj song in 2023 if we weren't baiting people with samples, would it? This is the newest song on this list. It dropped this month on Nicki Minaj's brand new album, Pink Friday 2. Um, but yeah, this song pretty much is everything wrong with Pink Friday 2 in one song. Like, I could have had a field day choosing any sample bait song off that album. There's like 10 of them. Um, yeah, this song in particular samples Move Your Feet, which if you're in the UK and are over the age of like 4, you'll have heard that song. Um, and it flips what's a fun pop song into a boring, underwhelming Jersey Club song. um, that's genuinely the main issue with this song is the production. Normally Jersey Club is very interesting. It's literally designed to build energy, and this song just has none. Um, the beat literally, like, there's nothing going on. Like, there's points where it's just kick drums and there's nothing else. Um, Again, it's not the worst song on this list. There are redeeming qualities. I do believe the Lil Uzi Vert's performance on here is pretty good. I mean, they've been killing it on the Jersey Club songs recently. But they can't really save the song from a fairly rubbish beat and a pretty nothing Nicki Minaj performance. Like, Nicki Minaj's parts, like, she has the hook and then she does two verses. It literally is the same flow for all of it. Formatted the same way and everything. Like, it just feels like one big long hook before you get to Uzi's parts. And it just isn't really that great. I mean, it's not even the best Nicki Minaj and Uzi sample bait song that came out this year. The song they did for the Pink Tape, Endless Fashion, even that's better than this. And I don't believe, well, I believe that, like, just because a song's sample bait doesn't mean it's going to be a bad song. I mean, there's songs on there that prove that. Super Freaky Girl's a banger, for example. But it's a formula that, especially in Nicki Minaj's music, has grown really tedious, to be honest, at this point. Like, I'm tired of it at this point. Like, Nicki, just make an original song. On to number 8. This next one. On this song, the mayor of Magaville, Kevin Gates, Stony Dude, bro. I don't even have to make a name for that. And Jimmy Levy save us and our children from Pride clothes and Target. This song is insane. And the worst part of this song is that it's actually, like, really fucking catchy. Like, this shit gets stuck in your head. Like, put a target on my bag, put the target in your kids. It's like, holy shit. Like, the low-key flowing. Nah, I'm joking. The mayor of Magaville's back preaching again, or whatever he says in his verse. The music video is, like, one of the best music videos of the year. It's just 4 grown men looking confused at packs of tampons. But yeah, to include this on the list, I figured I hadn't annoyed right-wingers enough this year. Put this into perspective, my channel has a negative dislike ratio because of my The Brave 2 reaction, which is crazy. The comments I received on that shit was insane. The worst part is this isn't even the last right-wing rap song on here. This one I can give credit over, like, Tom McDonald or whatever, because it is actually listenable. It's just crazy. We're dropping slurs on the beat and going crazy with it. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't usually like rap music, but the way that Forgiato Blow silenced the woke police and the libtards and all that on this song, we need more rap like this in today's youth and society and all that. We live in a society, so this song just proves that. Rap is like a mountain. Ooh. This is a 6-minute long NBA Youngboy song where he just wails over a beat and calls it a freestyle. Need I say more? Where do I even start with this one? We've got Lil Mabu, the new king of New York, rapping about all his struggles in the hoods, and Virgil Abloh for some reason. Ugh. Can this guy just go away? I thought we were done getting hits from this guy when that like Never Snitching song dropped last year. Like I like the novelty of it is worn off since then. Like I could laugh at Mabu back last year before he was like everywhere because this guy does not leave me alone. I swear I see someone different talking about this song on my For You page every day before I delete TikTok, obviously. But I think this song is the main reason I deleted TikTok. No, I'm joking. Um, he just, I get that he's like actively trying to do it, but he just comes off as really unlikable on here. Like the fucking bit where he's like, she's like, Marble, I like purple, so I blew her back out and I left her on red. And then he goes and explains the blew her back out and then left her on red line. And it's like, don't let that get over your head. It's like, stop. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is so corny. That's the way to ruin any good bar, is by explaining it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a good joke, except Mabu is a pretty bad joke because he's not funny. he just know what I mean. It's not even just the authenticity side of things because like if it was just that, then I don't feel like anyone would be talking about it. Like he would have pretty much been blackballed, and then that would have been it. But it's the fact that he's inauthentic and still can't even make his music sound good. Like my man's an industry plant who can't make good music. You know what I mean? But yeah, genuinely, ever since Pop Smoke died, the New York rap scene has been in utter shambles, really. And there's no better example of that than Lil Mabu. And then the bit at the end where he like raps with the auto tune and everything, it's like, ugh. You know, that sounds like 2017 YouTuber diss track type singing. It's not good, is it? This new Lil Mabu is not good. No, fuck's sake. But yeah. What I can say about this one that makes it slightly more bearable than the Young Boy one, it is under 2 minutes. I'll give it that. It ends pretty much as soon as it starts. But yeah. Corny bars, inauthenticity, bad rapping, horrible auto-tune, boring drill beat. It just perfect recipe for an ass song. Annalie Chopper, what is this? Um, on one of the versions of Cottonwood 2, because there's like 8 of them now, you know, Cottonwood 2, Cottonwood 2 Sped Up, Cottonwood 2 Slowed Down, Cottonwood 2 Deluxe, Cottonwood 2 Deluxe Slowed Up, Cottonwood 2 Deluxe Slowed Down, Cottonwood 2 Deluxe 2.0 Sped Up, Cottonwood 2 Deluxe 2.0, Cottonwood 2 Deluxe 2.0 Slowed Down. Like, whatever one of those albums this is on, this is one that immediately stood out to me as bad. I mean, I could have had a field day choosing Annalie Chopper songs this year. You know, the horrible Nelly song, the weird Gautier one as well. Like, of all songs to sample bait, that one's pretty weird. Um, just ugh. I I remember back in like 2019 finding Annalie Chopper pretty interesting. Like, I thought he had a pretty energetic flow. He did sound a bit like Young Boy, but like it was back when Young Boy was good, so sounding like Young Boy wasn't a bad thing. But like now, it's just every time he drops, I couldn't care less, honestly. And songs like this are the reason why. Um, I feel like people who call like Yeet and Ice Spice TikTok rappers would have like an aneurysm if they ever went through a modern Annalie Chopper album. Like, this guy, he blows up with a different song on TikTok like every week as well. Like, Genuinely, he has had so many TikTok hits this year that's insane. And that's not a bad thing necessarily. Like blowing up on TikTok, good for exposure and stuff. And I'm not out here trying to gatekeep music because that shit's weird. But like, I just feel like his music is like geared towards it. Like, there's about as much life to a 2023 NLE Chopper song as there is to an AI song. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels lifeless. And this song blends boring and annoying in the worst way possible to create just a horrible listening experience. Um, if you've seen my double XL ranking, you'll know that Lola Brooke is my favorite rapper. Not my favorite rapper, I should say. Uh, she's on here. She just, ugh. The hook on here boring. The beat on here is terrible. Is the best way to describe it. Like, it is genuinely just horrible on the ears. Like, I would call it like scaring the hoes music, but like the hoes are the only people listening to this shit. You know what I mean? Annalie Chopper's verse, he's rapping about like dignitism and shit. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, the bars in Annalie Chopper's verse are like debatably even more corny than the Lil Mabu ones. Like, this shit is terrible. Spoiler warning. This guy had my best rap song of the year, and he still made it onto the worst rap songs of the year list as well. I feel like that should really sum up my opinions on And Then You Pray For Me. Like, there's some amazing songs on there, some terrible ones. This is an example of the terrible ones now. West Side Gun over Trap Beats was a massive conversation when this album first came out. Because there were a lot of trap songs on here. My issue with the trap songs wasn't necessarily West Side Gun or the beats or whatever. Well, it was the beats. The beats were dull. And this beat might be the worst offender of all the And Then You Pray For Me trap songs. Like, this shit is awful. Like, it lasts for 6 minutes and it's got the same shitty, abrasive, high-pitched synth loop for the whole thing. And it is just, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, even if everyone killed on here, like, that beat would have grown tedious about 2 minutes in, which it does. I mean, West Side Gun's performance is fine. It's whatever. It's pretty much what you'd expect from a West Side Gun trap song. Like, he sounds a little out of place, but it's not so noticeable that it's a bad thing. You've got Stove God Cooks on here, which he tries his best to save it, but it's not great. And then SD what the fuck was SD doing on here? Like, this shit's awful. Like, genuinely, that verse is one of the worst verses of the year. Then you've got a load of like random like Trapaholics mixtapes tags in here as well. Like, it is clearly going for that old mixtape trap type vibe with the sort of awkward mix, the weird, occasionally offbeat flows, the bad production. Like, it is going for that kind of vibe. But it didn't need to be 6 minutes long. Like, this shit, I think, if I remember correctly, this is the longest thing on the whole album. This song's like a full minute and a half longer than Kitchen Lights. And Kitchen Lights, like, I praised for being epic, you know what I mean? Like, that, like, this song is so long, and it just does nothing to sort of excuse that runtime. And I mean, to be honest, just all these types of songs are what made And Then You Pray For Me a pretty weak album. Like, you take all these sorts of songs out, and you're left with, like, some actually good music. Now, like the best rap songs list, I have been listening to each of these songs before I record these clips. This is the one I made it the least time into. Like, ugh. those of you that watch my channel and have watched my album reactions will know that Scarlet was actually an album that I actually quite enjoyed. This song wasn't one of the songs I liked off it. She sounds like Coi Leray on here. It's weird. Like, she does like a Coi Leray type Rage song with like the worst autotune that you'll ever hear. Which in 2023, like, if you can't get good autotune on your song, it's like, what you doing? Like, using BandLab for free, I can get better autotune than the autotune that is used on this song. Like, it is so ear grating, and it doesn't help the flow that she chooses to use. The way that the like note goes down at the end of each line, it just sounds like it's like dying. Like the autotune is dying. The beat on here is actually pretty solid. It's just like your average major release rage beat. It's not really doing anything too interesting, but like it's fine. It's high energy, whatever. But like, it can't redeem that horrible hook. And the verses on here that they're fine. I've seen a lot of people on Album of the Year like fighting people defending the song, saying, "Oh, the hook's bad, but the verses are good. The verses are good." The verse is like fine. Like, I wanna have really really rough sex. Like, come off it. That's like the only memorable part of the verse, and it's not memorable for a good reason. But yeah, genuinely about 70% of my hatred for the song comes from the hook. But like, yeah, it's just not great. And that's coming from someone who has been defending Doja Cat's music this year. I just, this song was not it. No, this is another one that I reacted to pretty much on the same night as the Scarlet reaction. I can't remember if they came out on the same day, but I remember it was the same day because I was house sitting when I was recording this. Um, but yeah, I mean, the top comment on this song is "We should all stand up against this slave system." So that should pretty much tell you what this song is if you don't know. Um, it's genuinely like, I mean, this is another one that's like 90% here because of the hook. Like, Social Repos' vocals. I'm not familiar with Social Repos. I don't know who that is, but like, his vocals on this song, they're not great. Um, I saw a clip of him singing like Skibbity Toilet or something on my TikTok, and it was like, that's more listenable than this. Um, it's just more fake inspirational political rap. Like, if you stripped this song down to the lyrics and told me it was an NF song, I wouldn't really bat an eyelid. And to be honest, the hook's confusing because Tom McDonald's pre-chorus on here is actually pretty nice with his light singing, but like, ugh, Adam Calhoun, it's standard Adam Calhoun shit. You know what I mean? Just slow flow, slow vocals, slow intelligent. No, I'm joking. It's just ugh, like, I can laugh at Tom McDonald and Adam Calhoun when it's like over the top and ridiculous, and it's like they're obviously just like spewing shit for shock value and that. I can laugh at that and say, haha, these guys are saying transphobic slurs, they're bad. I struggle to laugh at these types of songs because they're just so boring. Like, this shit actually like puts me to sleep. um, like, and this isn't even the only song on the album that sounds like this. Like, there's like so many of these fake inspirational Tom McDonald over the top of a guitar type songs at this point. They just need to stop. Like, come off it. But yeah, hopefully I don't have to talk about Tom McDonald or Adam Calhoun again until the Brave 3 comes out inevitably. That'll be the holy trinity of hip hop collab albums for MAGA people. But yeah, laughably bad song. And now for our number one spot, we have Lose It by Ken Carson. You'll find out more about my general thoughts on the album in a later end of year list video, if you can catch my drift. But this song kind of epitomizes what is wrong with this album. I thought Ken Carson was bad on X, where it was just inoffensive rage music with no interest. And then A Great Chaos came out. I genuinely don't see the hype for this album, but we'll get into that later on. This song genuinely is one of the worst things I've ever heard. Even though Ken Carson's performance on here is not actually that bad. Like, Ken Carson's just standard on here. The instrumental on this song, I was fearing for my speakers. I was fearing for my ears, to be honest. Like, yeah. Just horrible, horrible song. Like, this song is so distorted and so compressed for, like, no reason. Like, there's no rage music I've heard that sounds like this. I can give him that. But, like, this shit's awful. Like, in my opinion, Everon and Opium's actually had a bit of a progression this year. Ken Carson's had a step back. Like, Ken Carson's music was boring last year, but at least it was listenable. Like, if I had, like, X on, I could stare at the wall and pretend it wasn't playing until Gems came on, and then I'd get turned up to that. But, like, I could pretend it wasn't playing. Literally anything off of Great Chaos, like, they'll give you a headache. And there were people fighting me on the Fantano subreddit saying, "Oh, I like black metal, and I like this song." Okay. Al didn't ask. Albozo. I had to think about what hand I was going to use there because my camera's going to flip this. Oh shit, no. I'll have to use this one. Fuck's sake. But yeah, this is the worst song of 2023, in my opinion. All genres, no joke. This shit is terrible. Okay, so that's my list of the worst rap songs of 2023. Yeah, that was some pretty awful songs this year. But yeah, you know what else there was this year? Some pretty great albums, and we're gonna find out about them in the next video. But yeah, if you've watched all the way through, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your worst rap songs down below in the comments. But yeah, that's me. Goodbye.